hurt. Now
Welcome to the Small Business Voice, presented by Jeanette Forney's Allstate Agency, with your host, Justin Duncan, and Oakdale City Council member Kaylee Gilbert on Power Talk 1360 KFIV, the show that talks to small business owners about the best ways to practice business in our current day from experienced professionals. And we're here every Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon. This week we have Julio Villanueva, owner of Higher Performance Garage. He'll be visiting us. If you need your vehicle worked on, call Julio 9-248-7288 or email Julio at higherperformancegarage@gmail.com. Kaylee, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing, Justin?
Doing good. I'm looking forward to our interview today. My transmission just went out on my car, actually. So
I know you were telling me that. That's never good.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the cost, how his cost has been rising since
COVID.
Yeah, we'll just say COVID. Yeah, it's price of things have gone up, and he's going to talk about that.
Well, I know that your transmission went out, and then my foster daughter hit a deer when I was in Hawaii. Yeah. So we're both out of a car right now. Shout out to my Seroptimus sister for letting me drive her little Ford Ranger.
I saw that Ford Ranger today.
I would like to say that I'm whipping it, but I'm not. So.
Well, it sucks being without a car, but, at least it's where my Ron Randall owns Interstate Transmission. I'll give him a plug really quick because he's been on our show before, too. And that's where my car is currently now. My dad's truck's over with Julio.
I was about to say, isn't Julio working with... Oh
yeah,
my dad's... You both are having a little bad luck with that.
Yeah. So my dad's truck is with Julio right now. My car's with Ron, so...
My car is just in the driveway.
Yours is in the driveway. Did you ever find anybody to fix it yet?
Well, my insurance is really good. Safeco called me and I have to call them back. But it's just sitting there. I'm pretty sure it's totaled. And you can see exactly where she hit the deer.
Uh-huh.
You would think that she would have had the audacity to at least wipe the front of my car. But no, when I got in the car, they were still there. I'm just like, ugh.
Do you have the trophy head?
No, she said it got up and ran away.
Oh, wow.
So the deer survived. My car, Jeep, did not.
So you're in the insurance business, or you know about the insurance business. I'll just put it that way. So what do you have to do? What if somebody hits a deer? I'll put it this way. What if somebody hits a deer? What should they do?
Well, I can tell you what you shouldn't do. What my foster daughter did, she did not even take a photo of the said deer. I get that it got up and ran away, but if you hit an animal, you want to make sure that you take a photo at the scene, because the insurance company could fight you and say that you hit a pole or something else.
Yeah.
But I would always take a photo of the dead animal and then always take photos at the scene, and that's with any accident.
Yeah. Or if the animal turns into a zombie and decides to walk away, you can take a picture of that too.
Mm-hmm.
So well, it's good to know. Always take a picture, and then you call your insurance company right away. Correct?
Yeah. Well, my foster daughter waited 24 hours to tell me that she hit said deer while I was in Hawaii. So, yeah, I would call them right away. But if you're an 18-year-old girl and you're hiding it from your foster mom, you don't do that.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't wait to tell her that we talked about this on air.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, we'll get some younger listeners.
Hopefully all the Oakdale High School kids can hear this. Don't drive fast down Rawdon Road.
Yeah, but when and it's good. I mean, the important thing is that she was okay, and probably just shaken up, and it was an accident. Accidents happen. That's why we have insurance.
Yeah, thank God I have good insurance.
Yeah, so you think your car's going to be totaled? Well,
I was trying not to go through the insurance company originally because she's 18 and it's going to be her at-fault accident possibly.
Yeah.
Depending, I don't know if Safeco is going to roll it as comprehensive or collision.
You're listening to Justin Duncan and Kaylee Gilbert on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. Be sure to leave a comment on our Facebook page, Small Business Voice Media. Check out our website and email us at smallbusinessvoicemedia@gmail.com. And we're just talking about insurance claims and how that works. And Kaylee's actually familiar with the insurance industry, so when she's talking to the insurance company, she knows the lingo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I should probably do insurance for dummies when I'm talking so everyone understands.
Well, and so it's easy to talk about an accident because it hasn't happened yet, but when it actually happens, I believe you're in a state of shock. You're like,
oh yeah,
you don't really know what to do. Your mind is other places right now. Like all your reasoning kind of goes out the window. So you shouldn't be afraid to tell somebody.
Yeah, that Jordan got into one accident previously, but it was her friend driving, and it literally happened a block away from my house. And so I ran over there like really quickly, and I'm so happy that I got there because the girl driving was Jordan's age, and she had no idea because it takes the police. Sometimes it takes them 5 days to write the police report for an accident. Do you want to have to wait 5 days?
Yeah, well, and then that's not really high priority either. Accidents, too.
No, they're not. So I acted like a major mom in that situation. I was like, I can legally ask her, so this is what we're doing.
Yeah. So if you get into an accident, you got to be calm, cool, collected. The other person
into a verbal altercation.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. It's not going to do any good. You want to exchange information. You never want to admit fault, correct?
No.
Yeah, you never want to admit fault
because some people don't always know the rules.
Yeah.
So you could admit fault and it actually wasn't, but then.
Yeah. So if this happened in a business situation, you're supposed to have commercial insurance as you're out conducting business. So if you're in a business situation, should you let people know you're doing business, or should you kind of keep that quiet? You have commercial insurance, so you're covered, correct? What should you do?
Yeah. So I guess the best example of this would be, so let's say a realtor is driving around in their car and they're driving around going to appointment from appointments. I get that it's their personal vehicle, but they're using it for their commercial business.
Uh-huh.
So you really do need to have your vehicle listed as business use. It might not necessarily be a commercial business policy, but at least they know you're using it for business. If you're an Uber driver, you also need to make sure that you have that coverage for it as well. If you are a business and you have employees driving your vehicles, then that's a commercial policy, and you do need to have all of those people listed because it just takes one employee to rear end someone and severely hurt their back.
Yeah, well, and with all the cell phones out, I see people on their cell phones all the time while they're driving, and it's a higher probability probably now than in the past. I think accidents are way up. Actually, California's having a hard time with that right now because accidents are up. We see a lot of insurance companies leaving. My commercial policy is $400 for the year. That's not that much.
No, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah. But at least in case something happens, whether it's my fault or not, at least I know I'm covered now. So I'm happy about that. It's
I am too. I'm happy that you have that insurance. I can sleep better at night.
Yeah.
I was a little worried about that, Justin.
I'm getting a glare right now from Kaylee.
He is.
So anyway, we have Julio coming on next. We're looking forward to seeing where he's at. He's going to kind of tell us about what his industry is going through right now. So we're going to get educated on the auto industry a little bit.
And I need the education on that.
Yeah, I think we both do. So Julio Villanueva, he's the owner of Higher Performance Garage. If you need your vehicle worked on, give him a call at 209-248-7288 or email Julio at higherperformancegarage@gmail.com. Thank you again for joining us today, Julio. Back in the day, people used to work on their own cars. It'd be they put it up and they can get underneath it. It was before computers really got involved.
Right.
People really can't do that anymore, though, huh?
No, not really. I mean, the new stuff relies on CAN bus communication, which is like a one-wire communication between all the computers, and most vehicles have around like 10, 15, 20 computers or more.
Wow. So it takes about 20 computers to run a car now.
Most modern cars, you have a computer for like your mirrors, a computer for your seat controls, a computer for your climate control, a computer for your engine, computer for your transmission.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, computer for your interior functions, a computer that computes with all the other ones, whatever it talks to.
A computer that computes with all the other ones.
Yeah, it's like a central, like a central telematics. There's more computers. I mean, you have heater control, like seat control, and even some of these have a windshield wiper control like module. One will change with wheel speed, so then that also relies on communication from another computer, like your vehicle stability control, to make functions for your wipers to work faster or slower. It's pretty high tech stuff, but
wow.
I mean, there's a lot more tools just to be able to diagnose all those kind of things as well.
So if Kaylee had a newer car, she probably wouldn't have hit that deer then, huh?
I mean, deers are ruthless, so they'll just...
No, I think it would have just been more expensive of a fix.
Yeah, probably.
So, but Kaylee didn't hit the deer. Those are
No, I didn't hit the deer, Justin. Jordan hit the deer. It's one thing to go on vacation and be having a great time, and then go on vacation and know you're carless when you come home, and you have a full day of appointments that day when you get home.
Yeah, so,
oh, my God.
So Kaylee's got a 2006, and I have a 2010 Dodge Avenger, and my transmission just went out on that. So I was in San Francisco, and it threw no codes, no nothing. It just seemed like it went into neutral.
Yeah.
And I had no power.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so scary. You weren't on a hill, were you?
Well, I was kind of going up. I was on Veterans Boulevard, and you're about to go into the General MacArthur or Douglas MacArthur tunnel, and you got two walls right next to you, and that basically just had like this small shoulder. So I had my daughter with me. We just got done touring San Francisco State, and we were on the side of the road for 3 hours, and it was pretty scary. You had cars going by you going probably 45, 50 miles an hour.
Wow. You were stuck there for 3 hours,
3 hours,
Justin?
yeah.
Was it because of AAA?
There's a lot of components with that. We can talk about that another time, Kaylee.
I see. When I got a flat tire on the Bay Bridge, I tried to use AAA, and they told me it was going to be 3 hours, and I was like, screw this. I called a tow truck, and they came out in 45 minutes. I was like, ain't nobody got time to wait 3 hours to put a tire on my car.
Yeah, and you got nowhere to pull off at the Bay Bridge either.
No, I had to drive off onto Treasure Island, and I don't know much about cars, but every time I tell someone that, they say it was very, very dangerous for me to do that.
Yeah. So, Julio, what could some people do for preventative maintenance, to avoid that? Like tires are going to happen, the transmission. I just had my transmission serviced actually. But, things happen. But what can people kind of do to do the preventative maintenance?
Definitely you want to do your fluid services, and also you want to do any kind of your rubber components. So like a belt, timing belt, drive belt, stuff that will get eventually weathered over time. Since we do live in Modesto, it does get real hot and then it gets real cold. So the heat cycling puts wear on components like composites. Usually all your rubber components like hoses, heater hoses,
How old are you, and how long have you been working on cars?
I'm 31 now. I'll be 32 in December, but I've been working on cars since I was 16, so 15 years nonstop.
15 years nonstop, like 7 days a week?
Yeah, school and then working 2 jobs, which was like work and then like parts, and then also working at a shop or vice versa at different times. And so like learning the mechanic stuff while then going to like the parts department stuff at a different job.
So tell me about the certifications I saw on your wall real quick, because I saw that. It stood out to me, and there was probably about 7 different certifications on there, and I never really knew much about auto mechanics. But what kind of certifications do you have to have?
Over the years, the main thing that any manufacturer will look for is like an ASE certification. It's very common. It's like your generic certification quality or level of different, duties or different tasks a technician can complete. So it's like your engine mechanical, your brakes, what else? Maybe
transmissions.
Yeah, I don't really follow it because ours is custom. So
Yeah.
we kind of step out of the normal boundaries of how you would say like your normal repairs, and so the stuff we do is mainly imagination and a lot of fun, cool stuff you get to just practice on almost.
Yeah, we get to find out more about that in a little bit. I'm excited. So, Julio, you're living your dream. Sometimes the cost of that is yourself and your crew spending the night working at Higher Performance Garage, and it's not always easy chasing a dream. But how has that journey been for you?
It's been very nuts. The best way to describe it is like just an uphill battle. It's like you're trying your hardest to come up in the world as far as being able to like make bread and make money to eventually get buying a house or buying stuff like that. But it takes a lot of investment, a lot of time, and 125% of yourself to be able to make your business succeed.
How many hours do you think you average a week in your shop?
A minimum 12 to 16 minimum. Like 12 is like very low. 16 is average.
It's average. Wow. So we're going to have to talk about sleeping. How do you do that and still function? That's
4 to 5 hours a day sometimes.
Yeah. If you want to get in touch with Higher Performance Garage, please contact them on the website, hpgautomotive.com, or call the shop at 209-248-7288. So who's your ideal customer right now?
An ideal customer for us is someone that has kind of an idea that they want to bring into play. So like they have for example, a GM vehicle that they want to do, modifications on and make more power or make it sound crazy, I know the Central Valley is big on old schools and big V8s. So it's like our ideal clients here are usually people that kind of just want a little more power in general. It could be, we focus more on Toyota and GM and European vehicles. So usually that would be our ideal client.
So if we brought in our 1978 Pinto, you can get that to go 125 miles an hour as long as it was done right?
Correct. Nowadays, since the cars are really high-level factory, nearly built cars, they have really good systems. A lot of times you can just either upgrade a turbo or, change the exhaust system, do a flash tune. It's real basic nowadays. You can just upload a flash tune and it's making 60 horsepower off of just a little update, just minor stuff like that. Or, body panels. People like doing carbon fiber parts, a lot of aerodynamic stuff, big brakes, nice wheels and tires, suspension settings. It's a lot that mostly exterior guys. I know a lot of the Mercedes people are doing a lot of exterior mods first, and then they're moving on to the performance parts after. And drilling into brand new cars, It's pretty nuts. They're making holes in these like nice cars. I'm just like, I don't feel bad at all anymore. I'm just like, cool, bring it in,
People want what they want. So, Hey, do you ever watch the show Home Improvement?
Yeah, I used to.
Okay, yeah. He reminds me of Tim Taylor. Except it's not tools. It's crazy fast, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, nowadays the power levels are so high for even street cars, and it's pretty crazy. All these, like 400 horsepower is not as fast as it used to be.
So, what kind of automotive work does Higher Performance Garage specialize in?
The best way to describe what we do in that aspect is we do a lot of engine building. We do a lot of turbocharging, supercharging, nitrous. Pretty much all your hardcore stuff that a lot of guys haven't been doing anymore. There's a lot of people that don't do as much as used to. All the older guys have kind of like stepped away or retired, so then a lot of the younger guys just kind of moved on away from the field. But mainly, we do a lot of more kind of horsepower add-ons, try to get more power out of cars or put good handling suspension parts on it, aero parts.
As you and I are kind of talking off air or at your shop, it's kind of the way you put it, like a dying breed, I guess. Like you're not really seeing that many shops anymore. Can you kind of go into that?
Yeah, so the reason being is I know the EPA has been hard on a lot of shops just because of, there's guys that are racing these high power cars on the streets, and that's not ideally that's not what we would want either.
Yeah.
Just to keep people safe, because we like seeing the results. We like seeing when they get to a track and they're able to do a really good time. It's like, dang, they really beat all these other Porsches, or they really beat all these other like Audis, or stuff like that, where it's like you earn your bragging rights at the track versus on the street, you know.
Yeah.
So a lot of shops have been closing because of either, you know, the EPA shutting them down. You know, high cost of operating for custom shops is really nuts, just because it's like your work is not consistent, like oil changes, or you know, you're doing front end or brakes all the time. So it's just like it's kind of a dying breed. Yeah.
Okay. So you're getting these engines to perform higher. So is it? We never talked about this, but is it a dream of yours, like maybe to work on the NASCAR circuit, or? But is that kind of a dream of yours to get on a racing circuit like NASCAR or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, I'd like to start my own corporation, as far as like, you know, having a full team like Hendricks Racing, or, you know, just these, you know, different actual companies that are very specialized, where they can have teams, they can have trailers to travel to different tracks all across the U.S. and even international if it's that high level. But yeah, I mean, like a drift team would be ideal for us to have, you know, full blown pro car and all the fun stuff that goes along with drifting, and even just being able to go to tracks all across the U.S. Okay,
we're going to cover that here in a few minutes. So
okay.
If you want to get in touch with Hire Performance Garage, please contact them on the website, hpgautomotive.com, or call the shop at 209-248-7288. Julio, thanks again for being our guest today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Can you share with us a customer success story?
Yeah, I mean, we have a few customers that, you know, they'll go from certain shops or different shops, and they come to us, and, you know, we pretty much get everything situated with all the stuff that was bad before, and, you know, they're happy because they're able to drive their cars everywhere they need to. It's just very important to have, you know, like a good, honestly happy customer. It is hard sometimes when you're doing custom work, because there's nothing else you can compare it to, but ideally, you know, some of our customers, once they start driving their cars, they're getting these high, you know, really nice vehicles out on the road, and they're super juiced. And I think every customer has their own, you know, vision or view of, you know, success as well. But I guess as far as, you know, people that we have dealt with, most of our customers are always just happy to have their engines built, their transmissions built, or whatever it is to actually get them out on the racetrack or whatever it is, you know.
Well, and that's what I wanted to ask, because we talked about the racetrack a little bit.
Yeah.
So who does Hire Performance Garage sponsor in racing?
Mainly we try to sponsor people that are really like they really love the sport. They really love what they do. And, you know, it shows with them being able to be very competitive. And if they win, obviously it shows that they're pushing harder than the last guy. You know, they try to get that first, you know, place. They try to get a podium, and those are the people that I like try to push, because it's like I would want to do the same. You know, it's something that I can relate to and the shop can relate to, so we can try to put that into like you know, that's the ideal person we'd want to sponsor, someone that has a really big drive to be able to do a little more and try to win.
All right.
So our clients and customers have there's so much different aspects that we touch as far as like what the cars can do. So there's cars that we do for drag racing, so those tracks can be anywhere in California, anywhere across the U.S. Circuit racing, which is road racers, guys that are actually on the track, like Buttonwillow, Willow Springs. Mm-hmm. Those are kind of our local ones here, about 3 to 4 hours out each side. And then there's a big track down in SoCal. It's over in, I think, Pomona or San Bernardino. I forget the name. I've only been there like a couple times, but you know, there's that kind of field, and then there's also drifting, which is really what we're into more. You know, the super sideways, you know, reverse entry. It's really interesting. It's really fun. So that's mainly, I guess, we do a lot more of. Most of our customers are going to be doing circuit racing. Most of them like to go to the tracks, you know, and it's kind of fun just to see them out there. Yeah, so we do all your basic maintenance as well, brakes. We don't do tires yet, you know, so we can share businesses as well. And they're really good at what they do, and we're good at what we do. So it's like, you know, we're all scratching each other's backs in that aspect. The hardest part is having since there's no other really job you can compare it to, it's like you have to have an imagination that has to also work, you know, legally, and that's probably the hardest part. It's like we're building race cars, full-blown, you know, just fun cars that are just like people's imaginations put into like a, you know, real-life Hot Wheel. And then, yeah, getting all that with paperwork to be, you know, all together, that's probably the harder part, is to get all that situated, you know, legally, and then being able to kind of, promote that. That's also hard.
A real life Hot Wheel. I like that. And if you'd like to get in touch with Higher Performance Garage, please contact them on their website, hpgautomotive.com, or give the shop a call, 209-248-7288. So what does Higher Performance stand out or compare to other automotive repair shops?
So we also do all your basic maintenance. So we're very common as far as like all your routine maintenance goes. But I guess the way that we stand out is we're also doing major builds. Cars that are coming in with say 200 horsepower and they're leaving with near 2,000. Doing sleeve blocks. Darton sleeves. Those are like ductile iron. Cylinder walls, and then having that. Basically built up with forged pistons, and we're a dealer for like CP. And then, that's where we stand out is the fact that like we're getting down and dirty with bringing everything down to like bare bones and then building it to be, something that's just abnormally high power,
So Higher Performance Garage is based in Modesto. However, tell us how your service can help people outside the area.
So there's a lot of people that just don't know where to go when it comes to building like engines in general. We do a lot of the JZ platform, so Toyota, like the GR platform. We do a lot of the LS platform, so we do a lot of those engines, and those are most of your more common high-power engines that you use that are fairly universal as far as like drag racing or circuit racing or track racing, drifting. So we do a lot of those specifically because you can just put that engine into almost any car. And, that's your go-to engines in the Honda K24. We do a lot of that stuff too, but less and less. It's been, everyone's just doing an LS swap, and we're pretty consistent at doing that.
And we're going to like and share and follow Higher Performance Garage also. Excited.
Yeah, High Performance Garage on Instagram, and then High Performance Garage on Facebook. So it's just the full name. Yeah. And you see us on there.
All right.
I mean, we have a Facebook, we have an Instagram, we have our nice like Google page set up. I don't really have a Snapchat for that, but mainly we try to just focus on the bigger media channels like YouTube, which we're still haven't dropped a lot of content yet, but we have so much that we do want to drop releasing, and we've had like hundreds of vehicles that it's like we want to put out all the content and just as we go. But
I'm sure the before and the after are just, I can't wait to see more.
You want to talk about the other location you're opening?
So that's the goal. We're trying to open a second location in Nevada, only because it's a lot less stress and more money to be made while having a potential for more clients. So here in California, the EPA heavily monitors, a lot of exhaust system components, fuel system components, engine management components, and it makes it very difficult to have the customers reach their goal, what they want with the car, while it being, streetable, and you can't really do that. It's hard and, legality in California, public roads and highways. Yeah. But, I mean, we know a lot of people, police officers, I have a friend that's corrections officer. All those guys have pumped up cars, and, they're in the same boat. They can't really do much when it comes to modifying cars. So Nevada, usually it's really open for, stuff that you can do.
For sure.
Yeah. They just had a big event a couple weeks ago, and I'm
probably the Baja or something along those
lines.
Yeah.
Are you involved in that?
No, we're not really involved in like a trophy truck or off-road scene. We're more for like more of the car scene and drifting.
Okay.
That's typically where more of our focus is in drifting.
Okay.
What is that movie called?
The Fast and the
Yes.
Furious?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like those?
Yeah, exactly. Like literally, and the heavy competition use.
Yeah. That's cool. So have you been involved in any competitions lately?
So I'm actually almost done with my competition car, and I have now two. One is my original Lexus that was involved in an accident, and I kept the car to, now put it into walls or have people hit my doors and stuff. So that one's for competition. Same thing with the Nissan 240SX. That one's also for competition.
Okay, nice. So, thank you for coming on today. I'm going to speak for Kaylee. She hit that deer, so she's thankful for you coming on too, right, Kaylee?
I am, yes. Oh.
I'm sorry, Kaylee. I'm just messing with you.
I know you are, but guess what? Your transmission's failing too, Justin.
Dang.
So, thank you for coming on with us today. If you'd like to contact Julio, you can contact him at Higher Performance Garage. 209-248-7288, or email Julio at higherperformancegarage@gmail.com. They specialize in
Automotive maintenance and automotive performance.
performance, yeah. There we go. So, Julio, again, thank you for coming on with us.
Thank you.
You're listening to Justin Duncan and Kaylee Gilbert on Power Talk 1360 KFIV, presented by Jeanette Forney's Allstate Agency. Kaylee is our Oakdale City Council member, and she is the guru of networking events, and she's very involved, and she loves doing TikToks and Instagram.
Oh, I love doing TikToks.
Yes. So, and there's a lot of people my age that do not like doing TikToks.
Justin is one of them.
So Kaylee does those for me.
Yes. He's kind of at the point now where if my little pink cell phone starts getting held up in front of him, he automatically just starts smiling.
Yes. So, go ahead, Kaylee.
So, there are some events going on in Oakdale this month that I'm pretty excited about, Justin,
All right.
and I think you're going to go to some of them with me. I'm hoping.
I think I am. I don't think I have a choice.
Yeah, I don't think you do either, to be honest with you. So, March 17th is St. Patrick's Day, and Justin, our favorite band, Sweet Mama Rachel and the Homemade Jam Band, is performing at Crooked Spur. And you know we love Crooked Spur. We
Yes,
went
we
there
do.
one time. The cat is up on the table.
Yes, I do like the Crooked Spur. I had a good time there, and we also went to before we move on. We went to the Sourdough Company.
Oh,
in
yes.
Oakdale. Yeah. We wanted to give a shout out to the owner there,
Dave.
Dave. Thank you.
He's so nice.
Yes, yeah, and we've gone in there a couple times to say hi, and Dave's a franchisee owner. And,
I sense a TikTok.
I do too.
And then, Justin, this is the event I know that you're going to with me, possibly, but on March 27th, the Oakdale Rotary is holding the annual Oakdale Testicle Festival. And you're bound to have a ball.
No pun intended there.
And there's testes and breasties on the menu this year, Justin. So if you can't have a ball, you can have some chicken.
Well, I've always been a breast man myself, so I think that will probably. I think that works. So.
Oh my God, I knew you would say that. And that's why you got that Hawaiian postcard in the mail.
Oh man, that was funny. Kaylee sent me just so you know, Kaylee sent me a postcard. I have no idea who this came from.
I forgot to sign my name.
Yeah, and it had this hot Hawaiian chick in a bikini on the one side, and then it had a note on the other side, and I'm thinking, who do I know that's in Hawaii right now? And I couldn't place it, and it took me about 5 minutes, and then I realized, oh wait, Kaylee's in Hawaii
I can't
right now.
believe I forgot to sign my name.
Yeah, that was a good one.
He called me and he was like, "Did you send me this postcard?" I didn't realize it would take so long to get to you because I sent it a week and 2 days before you even called me.
Yeah, I got it that day, and you're already home, so I think that's probably what threw me for a loop.
Yeah,
was
that's for sure. I mailed them out on Saturday while I was there.
Yeah. Yeah, so I still have that on my desk. So
Perks of being my client, you get a nice scenic postcard.
yeah, well, I was watching your TikToks, and they're really fun to watch. When you were, you found a feed company there on the island, also that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a feed store, and we sell Ale Gilbert feed there. Ale Gilbert Farmer's
wow.
Best.
Okay.
They unfortunately, when I drove there, it was Sunday and they were closed.
Oh.
But I did get to go there, and I'm hoping I'm going to go back and visit. I want to bring them some hats because I know the salespeople are not flying out there that often.
Yeah, well, I'll go with you. I'll go with you to Hawaii. I have no problem doing that. So
I have no problem being your chauffeur on the island either. The speed limit is 35 all around.
Oh wow. Okay. So the time we were going to Genesis Motorsports, you were on my tail the whole time going there. So
we were running late, and I thought you would drive faster since you drive a Dodge, but apparently not.
No, I stay around the speed limit. So
he drives a red Dodge, so you would think he'd drive at least 5 miles over the speed limit.
Yeah, but I'm getting older now. I mean, my foot's getting lighter, so it's not like I'm in my 20s anymore.
Your foot's getting lighter or gout?
Yeah, either one, yeah. So we also have Gold Star events coming up. We have 17 different regional meetings, I think, for Gold Star, and you go to the Friday Moneymakers one at noon over at Murray Calendars. So if you want to meet Kaylee, go to Murray Calendars.
Oh, yeah. Fridays from 12 to 1.
Yeah, 12
But
to 1:15.
it's not a casual event. You have to be a business owner or a sales rep.
Yeah, you have to dress as your industry dictates. So if you're a painter, you could
wear paint clothes.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to wear paint clothes, but you don't have to wear like a suit and a tie. So my industry, I wear my shirt, my Small Business Voice shirt.
Justin wears professional clothes when he goes, and so do I. But if you're a painter, you could wear your paint clothes. If you're a person who works on lawns and beautifying the outside of houses, then you could wear those clothes. It just depends.
Yeah. So you're listening to Justin Duncan and Kaylee Gilbert on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. Visit our website, smallbusinessvoicemedia.com. Or you can call us directly, 209-896-6500. Or email us, smallbusinessvoicemedia@gmail.com. And Kaylee's going to take us out with a tip today.
Hi, this is Kaylee with Legally Blonde Marketing. And my marketing tip for the week is please get on and create your TikTok account. It is the best free platform for you to use to get your business out and to boost your audience. If you don't have a TikTok, you're missing out on a major audience that you could be reaching that is free to you and would help boost your business.
So what questions do you have or what wisdom do you have to share? Be sure to leave a comment on our Facebook page, Small Business Voice Media, and check out our website, smallbusinessvoicemedia.com. Connect with us on the web, smallbusinessvoicemedia@gmail.com. We want to thank Julio Villanueva, owner of Higher Performance Garage, for coming on the show this week, giving us an update on his business. If you need your vehicle worked on, give him a call at 209-248-7288 or email Julio at higherperformancegarage@gmail.com. I am your host, Justin Duncan, and for Kaylee Gilbert, thank you for listening to the Small Business Voice. We'll be back next week. Connect with us on the web, smallbusinessvoicemedia.com, where we give small businesses a big voice. Thank you for listening each week, and we'll be back next week. Now, let's take care of business.